Hello guys, how is it going? So this is going to be a little, well, vlog really. It's going to be a day in the life of the L200. So just to start off, the first thing we're doing today before we go anywhere is I finally got the legendary Beyond City Car Motors UK plate back. It's been registered and sorted out on the insurance this morning, so that's going to be the first thing I do. Then we're going to do a run through of a day in the life of the L200. So as you guys probably know, we've had Big Les for a while. That's going to come off today. It's got one of these weird plate holders. I think you just pull off the tabs either end to remove them. But I'm going to do that now. And I'll show you the outcome of that. So there we are guys. It is on. And the gel plates do look so much better. They look so super clean. Probably the cleanest bit on the entire truck right now. Just from clean, as in dirt wise, but also paintwork wise. So there we go, on. So as you can tell, I've been off-roading again. Now I don't clean the truck all week and I take it off-road pretty much all week. So as you can see, this is exactly how my truck will normally look after a week, a full working week. Obviously it only gets driven to work during the week. As you can see, making complete use of an off-road vehicle. The back's also pretty hanging. Yeah, so the first job today is to go and jet wash / scratch the shit out of the truck at the jet wash. I'll explain in a minute what my plans are in regards to paintwork and cleaning, but I've got to do what I've got to do at the minute. So yeah, looking pretty hanging. But there we go, that summarises how the truck is used. Obviously normally it's super clean at the meets, but during the week it is a total opposite story. The cleanest insider at the minute guys, but this is the point of the weekends. Welcome to my interior. Pretty dirty, but first guys, get your little seatbelt on. It's not going to fit very well with it open. Underneath it's probably hanging, but it's got this cover on it first time, although I've just said that and it probably won't now, but here we go, ready. The L200 is a bit ugly. I've got a wire in. And yes, so guys, as you can probably hear, this truck is very agricultural. I would say this is definitely a pickup that was designed before they became more luxurious and more of a driver's vehicle, if that makes sense. I've got rattles in here as well, which isn't really helpful, but overall the cabin design, the quality, the build quality is actually alright considering the age. It ain't bad. But yeah, you can definitely hear the engine, you can definitely hear the bumps, and you can massively hear the tyres, especially over about 30 miles an hour. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's awful, but it's, oh, come on you dickhead. Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's, you know, as nice as a car. Let's be honest there. It's alright. But what do you expect? You know, this is obviously stock. It's got a lift. It's got bigger tyres on than stock. It's got big all-terrains on it. It's never going to be quiet. So, yeah. Obvious things. I will admit, everything does work, which is good. My alignment's obviously out, but to be honest with you, it's never going to be, just because of the fact that the suspension is all skewed. We've got spacers on the front, and we've got larger shackles on the rear, so we've got a suspension lift anyway. And obviously as soon as you go off-road and you hit something like we did plenty of much have for the past week, smashed over lots of stuff with this, your alignment's never going to be perfect, so you will see the alignment that's pretty much as straight as it will go. But I should probably get it done at some date, just for peace of mind and to protect the tyres, I guess, but for now it's alright. But yeah, it's rugged, but it works, and it does. I've never had any issues. It starts first time on the key. And what I'm going to run through with you now is some of the different features that this truck has. So, oh my gosh, crazy of all this road range around here. So as I was saying, features. There's not a lot on this one, to be fair. It's not a very well spec truck. I don't know whether that's because it's an animal edition and isn't top spec. Oh my gosh. I don't know whether it is because it isn't top spec or what the reason might be behind that, but there isn't much spec, but I'm going to run you through what we've got. So, in relation to factory spec, not a lot, to be fair. Full leather interior, and I think that's literally about it. It hasn't got auto lights, hasn't got anything, no heated seats, nothing. But we have got some little additions in here which makes the life of driving this a little bit easier. So obviously we've got the obvious here. This is definitely some sort of aftermarket unit. It works really well. You've got all your music on there. It is also an Android unit, so you've got all of your Android facilities as well. Bit slow on starting, but it's a pretty nifty bit of kit. It's not exactly slow. It all works. We can get maps on there as well, which I can do here. We use Synergic, which is actually a really awesome little app. We do have AC, I forgot to mention that, but you think that'd be standard on pretty much every single car really nowadays. So, as we progress into things we've got, so not many, but there are a few things. We've got a rattle, obviously. So, the first thing is, on the dash up here you won't see, but where my hand is here, behind the steering on the left, we've got a switch. That is a toggle switch for the rear lights. Now, they are used for when you're reversing at night, or when someone's tailgating you, more importantly. But these lights are controlled by a switch behind this here, and they run through to the rear lights on the back, which are used in reverse. Speaking of that, down here to the left, we have a little toggle button, and you'll see on the screen now that when we press that, it goes onto the rear camera. So that's a manual toggle for the rear camera, and then it's also wired in, so when we go into reverse, the reverse camera will automatically come up on the overlay over whatever's on the screen. So that is a awesome feature. I can't really drive very well, as in tight spaces. I always struggle with that. I always park about 10 miles away from anything nearby to the vehicle. So that is really, really helpful. And I'm very happy that I've got that bit of kit in it. Underneath here, which is not really where it's meant to be, is like it's like the system that shows you the height, altitude, all that kind of stuff, all the off-roady bits. Normally it would have been here, I would have assumed on this model, but he's moved it underneath here, but you can't actually see it, so I've got to kind of work out a way of making that work, but we shall do. But that is literally about it from this side of the interior, really. That's really about it. So guys, today we are going to the Morrison's jet wash at Cribs. There's so many around Bristol, but some of them are very unreliable. Some of them don't work. It's just not worth driving there and they're not working. Morrison's always does, so we're heading there. I appreciate that some of you will say that it's very expensive, and it definitely is. It's reasonable for what it is, but it is expensive. But now I've left uni, life is different and life is more expensive. So now money is not as easily available as it used to be. But I'm waiting till the end of the month, and I can then organise to get some other things sorted. My plans would be to get a nice long cable, and then we can run a jet wash from that, from the hose in the garden as well, which is the first kind of thing. And the second plan behind that would have been to use the cable as well for a polisher. So obviously at the moment, as it stands, the paintwork is, well, diabolical. Obviously I'm not helping that by driving off-road through bushes and trees, so I've always appreciated that the paintwork on this car is never, ever, ever going to be that fantastic. But in the meantime, we're having to do what we have to do, and in order to get my truck up to some sort of clean condition today, I do have to use that jet wash, because doing it by hand is going to be awful, and I need a bit of power behind the water to get all of it off of the inside of the suspension. We've got clay on there from the other day, and it's going to be a hard one to get off. So we are going to go down, we are going to use a brush. You're probably thinking, oh, F you, Lewis, I'm not watching anymore. It is bad, I know, but like I said, the paint's bad, and this will be resolved soon with a decent jet wash and a polisher, but I have to do what I've got to do. So that is where we're going. So we can add some more scratches to the truck. I mean, to be honest, I'm quite scared to see what damage is revealed when we do wash the truck later, because I'm sure we've added a lot more scratches to the paintwork Whenever I go off-road as well, all of the crappily painted chrome bits on the car always seem to shed paint as well, so the more I go off-road, the more chrome bits we have shining through on the truck. But, you know, paintwork is not this vehicle's forte, and it never will be. But as I've said in many videos, apart from my arches, my wings, I will say that, apart from my front two, one of which the driver's side is really bad, and the passenger side actually isn't too bad, but it is going to go. Apart from those two bits there, I've honestly omitted to those two bad bits there. The rest of the truck is mechanically sound and very, very rust-free structurally, which is really, really good. We will be doing some underseal videos, we will be doing some videos of under the truck very soon to showcase how pretty decent it is, to be fair, apart from all the shit and mud I've got underneath it from getting stuck at Avonmouth and all the other places I've been. So, we're a little bit off the motorway, and then I'll show a bit of the motorway experience, which is pretty noisy. So here we are, guys, onto the motorway. The predominant thing you'll hear on the motorway is tyre noise. I'm sure you can probably hear it over my voice. It's pretty noisy. From my opinion, anyway, with this truck, anyway, as soon as you go anything over, motorway speeds, you can really start to hear the engine through the cabin quite a lot. I don't know whether that's because mine's going to blow up soon or whatever, which it should do, because the engine's actually really, really mint on this. It's really, really good. But yeah, you can hear the engine noise quite a lot over 70, and the tyre noise is pretty much predominant from about 30 onwards. Obviously music is good to listen to, which I'll stop that. But yeah, it's not bad. I will say, yeah, it's a shame I haven't got cruise control, and with one of these vehicles, again, I've realised they're never going to be as comfortable as a car, but you do realise over long journeys that the seat position is pretty rubbish. Maybe down the line I might look at getting some different seats.
Speed camera in half a mile. Speed limit is 70 miles per hour.
Lovely phone telling me where the speed cameras are. If you don't know what that is, guys, that is an app. It's called Amigo by TomTom. It is a free app. I think they do a paid version as well. It basically sits on your phone as a live underlay, and it will basically notify you of traffic jams, speed cameras. It will do your average speed. Obviously you can use it as a sat nav as well. It'll pick up mobile vans. It'll pick up the whole lot, so that's definitely worth downloading. Is there any... Try not to crash it. Here we are. Lovely jazz. So yeah, let's get on down to Asda, get the car clean but scratched, and then we can do the video in reverse, and you guys can see a bit of my ugly face, and we can discuss a bit more about what else is going on inside the interior. Quite well bloody close to the thing here. Only because if you don't park close, you can't reach the other side of the fucking truck. There he is at the scratchy pole of doom. Right. Don't know how long we're going to need. Probably quite a while, I would imagine. What I'll do first is get your hose sorted out. I don't have many hoses, but I've got that one sorted out. So let's how long are we going to need? I reckon 12.5 minutes, I reckon. 5 squids. Yeah, the thing is, when you think how much I'm spending out a week to do this, it would be so much more cost effective to get a decent jet wash. So just gonna try and fucking hide my card.
Please pass your credit card. Please wait for confirmation.
Should be the one. Ready for some scratching. So I've already been on the floor as well. Like, ready for me to scratch the shit out of the truck. I'm also wearing shitty clothes because I'm gonna get fucking covered. Right, here we go then. Time for scratchiness. See, this is the only thing though, is it's nice to have a vehicle where I don't have to give a shit about how fucking scratched it is. That's it, nice bit of foam. Foam me up. Like, with a lot of cars you'll dread having one scratch if you've got a really clean car, but with this it's like, you couldn't give a shit. Which is fucking a lovely feeling. Fuck yeah. smells lovely as well. There we go. Good to see how clean it'll be underneath here anyway. Clean and scratch, but good to see. Oh shit. Must rip the arch off then. I must say, fair shout. We have got Charlie and Tony, which are two new reps of ours we're taking on. They helped me install these arches, and they have been mint. They have been really, really good. Get those lovely rusty tyres, rusty rims, sorry. So it's too dirty in there. Just getting the ladder frame as well. Why the fuck not? And truck's hanging. See, normally I'd never neglect one of my vehicles in such a way, but I just haven't had the fucking chance. It's disgusting. This scratch. Like, how can you be a car guy when you're doing this to your truck? I am a car guy, well, more of a fucking 4x4 guy at the minute, but like I said, we'll be working on this. I mean, the more damage we cause now, the more we can see what we can fix on it, so it's proper thick in there. Almost as thick as me, that is. Not thick enough though. Fucking lovely. Let's get all this fucking arches done. Oh, tasting. Here we are, guys. So we're done. We are wet but clean. I'm covered in shit, and I'm heading back home to clean up. So I just thought I'd run you through a bit more about what's going on behind me, and I'll take you from there. Also, the camera's actually quite close to my face, so it's like, it's a bit of an off-put. I'm trying not to also crash at the same time, so multitasking at all-time high here.
Approaching a red light speed camera in 250 yards.
There you go.
Speed limit is 40 miles per hour.
As you can see on my seat, I've got my little GoPro bits. Can't talk. And this obviously showcases the fact this is a animal edition. It has the animal interior, which is red with blue accent. What you probably see next to me, oh, you can see it just there, is my sub. So in my BMW I had a tiny little sub, which was perfect, but in this truck there's nowhere to really put it. Obviously you can put a sub in the back of the truck, but it's not going to be the same sort of experience, and you know, it's going to get smashed about and wet and all sorts in the back of there, as well as having to run wiring through. So got this up here, wedged between the seats. Obviously it eliminates the central seat on the rear, so I can really sit 4 people comfortably, but I never really carry 5 people anyway, and I've got a sub now, which is better than nothing at all. But no, we're heading back to mine, and I'm also going to discuss with you a little idea I had the other night. So I'm going to put my windows up a minute. I'm going to stop actually. I'm going to stop so you can actually hear me. I will be doing a video at a later date about the experience of owning one of these and a review. So yeah, at the end of the month I'm getting exhaust changes done with the cat and the exhaust. I haven't really got any quotes or decided what yet, but that is happening. Just going to turn the fans on a minute. So we're going to go on the motorway, so I'm going to close the window. Yeah, so I'm going to close the window now. Driving and doing a video is not very clean, and you're going to see it as it is. Yeah, so I'm getting exhaust done at the end of the month, and I was thinking, oh mate, I don't want to wait, I want some noise, but obviously it is what it is, you've got to wait. So I was thinking about, I was sat there about 12 o'clock at night, and I thought, my truck only has one silencer. So I was like, surely if I can unbolt the silencer section of the exhaust, I can just leave the rest on, and that would give me a DIY exhaust. Jesus Christ. That'll give us a DIY exhaust for free, basically. A nice little loud exhaust for free. So I looked underneath the truck, and basically there's a sleeve that sits between the mid pipe all the way to the cat, and then a pipe up to the back box to the end. So what am I going to be doing when I go back? If I think fucking, what is this person doing? Like, just sat in the middle lane, like, if I do get back, like crashing into someone. yeah, so as I was saying, I'm going to go back and I'm going to now continue on with the video, but we're going to do a before and after taking the silencer off. So obviously once that comes off, I'll have a pipe running from the cat all the way to about the middle of the truck, just below this the rear doors on the cab. And then we're going to do a before and after on that. Yeah, it's a bit bodgy, but at the end of the day, I'm going to get a bit of noise for now, which is what I want. I mean, at the end of the day...
Approaching a fixed speed camera in half a mile. Speed limit is 70 miles per hour.
At the end of the day, my exhaust is obviously going to come off, so we might as well give them a heads up. And that is what is going to be happening when we get back, so see you then. Alright, totally in the wrong lane here on the motorway. I need to get back across. Problem with average speed cameras is if you're on the wrong lane and you are stuck behind someone going what is the speed limit for around here, you can get stuck because everyone's going the same speed, which is not helpful. Yeah. So I was going to run through with you a bit more of what was behind me. So obviously we've got the sub, and below me here, you can't see it. I'm going to just sit down here, you can't see it, it's just out of shot. There is a toggle switch. That runs off of the cigarette lighter for the ground, and that powers my roof bar. So I have a toggle switch on the roof bar. It was, when it came on the car, wired into the full beams, but it didn't work properly, so we've now got that running off of there, which is good. Behind us, obviously, we have a free bench, leather seat set up in the back, which is actually pretty decent. Like I said, the sub's in there getting held in the middle.
Slow down. Jam ahead.
There we go. We're stuck on the motorway now, so the video won't happen. We're going to be stuck. Oh, there's a jam up there. Fuck. This is literally right. If you live in Bristol, or you want to know what Bristol's like in the fucking summer, the M4 at the top of Bristol and the M5 going down south, as normally anyway, it's just a fucking joke. Oh, mate. I don't get as well is how people can fucking crash their cars when it's driving a fucking straight line. If it is a crash, of course, it might be something else, but normally it's a crash. It's just like, oh my gosh. Oh, mate. This sucks. Yeah, this is the M4, guys. The M4 car park. Fucking around. Yeah, it's free to park on the M4 as well, by the way, guys. At certain times of the day, though. Trying to indicate out of there, but there's still quite a lot of parts of my truck that are still very dirty, so when I get back I'm going to go over it again and clean up the spots that are really bad. But it's looking a lot cleaner than it was, just saying a lot. Let's hit my current exhaust ready. Yeah, turbo, and that's about it. So it's definitely cleaner, but the jet wash didn't even complete the job, to be fair. But it might be a bit down to me and my scrubbing. It's still pretty bad, but it's a definite improvement. Here we are, guys. The first look underneath. So obviously a lot of this orangey stuff here is not rust. This is indeed clay. As you can see underneath, there's no rust holes. No bubbling, just a bit of dirt from me, to be fair. But more importantly, this little section of pipe here is what's connecting the back part of my exhaust on to the mid pipe. So I'm going to try and whack off these nuts, which look really rusty. Fucking mint that's going to be. Hopefully we can loosen off the sheath here, take the exhaust off of the hangers, and then we'll have the exhaust off. Obviously this is where the stock exhaust ends. It worms its way up into here. And there's the start of the silencer just in there, which is massive. So that is going to be taken all the way off from the back there. Here we are then, guys. So one of the joys again of having a truck like this is you can just get right underneath without any struggle at all, really. So we're going to size up. What size is on there? It looks something between maybe 12 and 13, and we're going to try and gut it off. Wish me luck. I mean, well, it's kind of snapped off rather than yeah, well, Oh, am I gonna fucking fit? Oh well, it's too late now. I want to get up. Oh, I'm not gonna fit with the fucking gun in there, is it? Oh, the whole fucking... The whole thing's fucking hanging off anyway. Well, one side's off, the other side's pretty welded on there, to be fair. But, just gonna bend this off of here anyway now. And then this is probably easier said than done. We've got to get all of these off here and try and force this pipe out here, which is probably going to be in there pretty hard, I would imagine. That exhaust is splitting up quite nice as well, actually. Just gotta get this fucking piece of shit up here. There we go. Oh, shit. Right, that's got to come off there, which I'll have to fucking sort out in a minute. Down she goes. The joys of rust and underseal. Fucking awful. But shit hell. There we are, look. She is now down from there. The joys of fucking underseal. I got fucking rust in my fucking mouth. But yeah, there's two up in there, which look like an absolute asshole. And I think there's one further down as well. So let's get them off. Obviously this is now my exhaust pipe. We will get something sorted, probably gonna get a side exit of some sort. Not 100% sure yet, but then what we're gonna do with the cat as well. I think the cat might be saying goodbye as well. We will see. But for now we've got noise. Doesn't look too good, but we've got noise. So let's let you hear it. And there it is. It is off. Lovely. Probably resell that, to be fair. It's not too bad. Go to a new home, someone who's got a rusted one or something like that. But let's show you how it sounds. So there we go, guys, that is a day in the life of the L200. So we're going to have much more videos to come with the vehicle. I'm really excited to see what comes of it. We've got so many big plans for this truck, and I hope you've enjoyed the experience. I'm now going to change and clean because I'm literally covered in shit, soaked through. The truck needs a little bit of going over before the meet later on. And I've got to pack it up and get onto the meet. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching, and see you again soon.